Well, I mean, I think as a group, obviously, it's 2 years in a row now that we're getting to this particular level. I think it validates on a lot of different levels the job that we've done to this point. I think if you're a player on this particular team within the organization, it's getting to the point now you want to expect to get to the postseason, and you want to expect to get deeply into the postseason. It also speaks to the way we play. Javi just touched on it, that there's 27 outs, and you don't give any of them up, and you keep playing for all 27. And after the game, even on the mound there, as they're taking the photographs, the guys are chanting, "We don't quit, we don't quit." We don't quit. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. I mean, you hear that all the time, and I know everybody says it, but you have to actually live it. And I have to tell you, I mean, I've seen it so many times from this group, and that's a big part of our philosophy. And I like to keep things simple, and that's simple. And I don't want to get complicated. We've just played 27 outs.
All right, next question for Joe. Over here to the straight back.
Would you agree that Anthony started to get better at bats tonight, and that
Walked.
walk was really big?
He walked. That's it. What do you have, 2 walks? 2 walks in the line drive up the middle, right? When guys are struggling at all, more than likely for me, they're expanding their strike zone. That's it. That's normally what causes guys to go backward. And he, being who he is, and like I said before the game, they're going to target him. And they're going to say, we're not going to let him beat us. We're just not going to pitch to this guy. And I'm sure that was part of the game plan. So he finally made the adjustment today. And he just needs to take his walks if they want to do that, moving along to the next guy. Zobrist double, pretty big play. Very large play today. So, you know, we're maybe non-conventional in the way the lineup is built. I think I pinch hit for Addison for the first time ever today. But they all knew coming into it, double switch for Jason Hayward yesterday. They all knew coming into it, and I explained it to them before, things are just a little bit, it's the same, but everything's different in regards to the kind of moves you may make at this time of the season. They're all on board, and it just happened to play out.
And over here to the far right.
Yes, sir.
Joe, congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
And I guess to use like a video game analogy, you see it as you're kind of just going to the next stage, the next level. There's so much expectation on this club. You're 2 steps away now from...
Yeah, and we love it. I'm telling you, man, that's a good word. Expectations is a good word, and because normally it means that you have something good attached to it at the other side. It's pressure, expectations. I want our guys to thrive on those 2 words for the years to come. I want the whole organization to. And again, that means there's a lot expected of you. Good, there should be. We should all have a lot expected of us, and then you know, it should manifest itself in the sense that it should bring out the best in you. And I think that you saw that tonight within our group. You've seen it all season. That's actually like 106 wins, I think, for the year. That's pretty significant. And so all those things I want to have us channel in a positive direction.
And right here in the center.
Yep.
Any thoughts tonight on facing either the Dodgers or Nationals, knowing that neither Scherzer nor Kershaw can pitch Game 1?
Honestly, I don't have any desire either way. I really don't. Washington's a shorter plane ride. Couple time zone changes coming out west. No Andrew with the Dodgers. Andrew Freeman and our friends. Washington, I don't know as many people. We have a house in Long. I mean, there's all this kind of stuff. It doesn't matter because when you start worrying about who you're going to play, it could bite you because it really shouldn't matter. We played both groups all this year. We played decently against both. It's a different time of the year, so again, I really don't. I'm just happy to be in the dance.
Joe, so much has been made about your team having that wonderful atmosphere, relaxed, fun, almost clubhouse, kidding around. Mm-hmm. How easy has it been for you to get the guys to buy in, and how much fun has it been for you as a manager to work with this team? You had some good teams down in Tampa, but this is a special group.
It is a special group. It's pretty easy when you want to have kids act like kids. I listen, but you see them on the field. We play hard. I think we play it right. We're pretty fundamentally sound. Normally we play a good game of baseball on a daily basis. And understand, we're going to get better. These kids are young. They're young. That whole infield today, Rizzo was 27, by far the oldest out of the whole group. And when you put Contreras behind the plate, and of course if Soler's in the outfield, then it's pretty youthful. So to be able to be participating in this particular moment now speaks well for the future, because I don't anticipate any of them changing. when it comes to their personalities, their methods. I just think they're going to get better. They're not going to get full of themselves and think it's just going to throw my glove out there and it's going to come to. I don't think our guys will ever be that way. So it's fun. I like to have fun. I have never done anything well in my entire life that I didn't enjoy. I want them to enjoy this moment. They enjoyed the moment tonight, and then you get a chance to move on.
And straight here in the middle, Bill.
Yes, sir.
You're top of the eighth. You go down 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
What's going through your mind going to the bottom of
Johnny
the eighth?
Johnny Cueto at Wrigley Field. And I was telling the folks in there, if you ever looked at those numbers, they're not good for us. He's really tough on us. I mean, like Rizzo's 3 for 26 or 7, something like that. I think some people are like 0 for. Our team batting average might be barely over 100. So I mean that. I didn't. In the first game, my thought was, full disclosure, I did not want to see him in the 5th game. I don't care where it was being played. He's deceptive. He's good. He knows what he's doing out there, and he gives us problems. So I'm happy to not be having to face him in a winner-take-all game. That was it. I'm being very honest.
Straight here, Phil.
Joe, you get to reset your rotation,
Yep.
which I would assume, however you do it, everybody will be fresh. It'll be the way you want it.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever you play won't have that luxury. How much of an advantage is that for you? And secondly, scoring like you did tonight late in the game, and with Rizzo getting going, does that make you feel like maybe this lineup is going to break loose like it did at one point last postseason, or are these postseason games just grinds and that's what people should expect?
I think you should expect the grind. The pitching's so good on both sides. You don't get to this point without good pitching. It'd be difficult for me to imagine we're just going to go out there and start pummeling the baseball. I just want us to work good at bats. Last night we got Bumgarner up to 85 pitches after 4 innings. That's pretty solid right there, as an example. Tonight, Matty Moore was outstanding. I've never seen him pitch that. I've seen him good. I've seen him win a playoff game in Texas, but that's as good as I've seen him. Total package, everything, command, everything he had going on tonight. It was outstanding. So, regardless of who we play, the pitching's going to be good. We have a little extra break, but we just went through that coming off the season, having to wait on the wild card to get to this particular moment. We had to wait on that. So I think we handled that well, and I didn't feel any rust. The famous buzzword right now, rust. I didn't really notice that about us.
Last couple, Bill.
You talked about the rust and all that. Is that a worry in the back of your mind that the players can get rusty? Or
It's hard. No, I'm not, and I'll tell you, we have such great leadership within the clubhouse. You're at a particular time of the year that you should be eager and ready to play, regardless of the weather, wherever you're playing at, all that kind of stuff. And you should be ready to play. So rustiness, if there's any, that should be kicked off after the first couple innings. And I also believe that rust is really mitigated by good starting pitching. So if your starter goes out there and pitches well, if you're a little bit rusty, it gives you a chance to get into the game.
And last one in the far back.
Joe, when you look at how your players came in the 9th inning after that 1, 2, 3, 8th, did you think there was any, use the word osmosis, that your players were able to sort of channel that instinct that they had, like the Giants, where you guys just wouldn't give up, wouldn't quit, give it everything to the last out?
Yeah, I want us to I think we're building that reputation, just like the Giants have established that reputation, that you do play to the last drop, and that at this time of the year, you could better come with your A game, because we're going to show up for 27 outs. Listen, it's impressive that we beat them. Regardless of what their record was this year, and I know they had their travails in the second half, but they're outstanding, and they're just their professionalism and how they play is really it's high and it's top notch. And so I think it's for us to be able to beat them and beat them here in this particular game. Hopefully, I think that bodes well for the future in regards to how we feel about ourselves. And if that's the last question, I do want to congratulate the Giants. Listen, I've known Boch for a long time. I've always had a tremendous amount of respect for him and how he does things in this entire organization. I have a lot of friends in this organization. I actually had the pleasure of meeting Millie Mays before the game today, which was really special for me. So to them, again, for us to be able to win today is, like I said, to beat you guys in this ballpark is not easy. And it's the way you guys do things, I think, is very admirable and a great example for the rest of the industry.
Guess we have one last one.
Sorry to keep you here from your celebration. what do you think about Boch's run of 10 straight elimination?
It's
game
crazy. That's what I'm talking about. It's crazy good. It just doesn't happen. That's so difficult to do. Like I said, when you talk about Boch, we've not been good friends, but we've been friendlies for a long time. And I remember when he managed in Riverside. I remember that. I remember having conversations with him, and he's just likable. He's a likable guy. But then I've always thought he had a fearless method of managing, which I've always respected in any manager. When they're not afraid to do different things because they're not afraid to answer a tough question post. And that's one of the, I think, one of the best ingredients a manager can have, and I think he's just dripping with that. So I've always felt that way about him. And furthermore, just a side note, my son had to do a photo shoot with him one time for a friend, and he treated my son like gold. And my son still is a Bochy fan. I hope Joey, if he's watching right now, he's not too upset, because the way Bochy treated him at that time, he just got on the phone and told me what a great gentleman he was and how well he treated him.